So you're now in the second phase,
That's correct. Yeah.
which the second phase project, which is this, yeah?
That's right. Yeah.
And what are you actually wanting to get out of this from the point of view of from Sam?
Sure. So Sam themselves have done a lot of the actual design with this. So it was Carl that worked a lot with actually designing the housing, that kind of stuff. I've personally done a lot of electronics and how it sends the video back to the end user and that kind of stuff. But there's parts in this that we know for a fact, if we went down the CNC route, because we don't need a lot of the parts, it's very low volume. If we go down the CNC route, it'll be charged really high, like the margins will be insane. We just can't afford that, especially with the materials, so we're using like copper and that kind of stuff. And the shapes themselves are also really difficult to CNC, like you need a 5-axis machine, you need all stuff. But knowing that we can go to Sam and talk through the manufacturing processes that they use. So all of the copper, like all of the copper coloured stuff, that's 3D printed copper for heat sinks. We know that we can get a small batch done. We can change that design a little bit and get a small batch done using that 3D printing systems. Now these systems, one of the main reasons again that we approach design, this isn't really at the cutting edge forefront. This isn't your big machine that's been really dialed in over the last 20 years of constant development to get to whatever it is. These are fairly new systems that when you talk to an expert, that person's had, 5 years experience in that idea. So HeliGuy sits now, I mean, the drone industry itself is a relatively new industry. It's only been around for 10 years. So we sit at the forefront of the technology, and we want to continue to sit at the forefront of technology. We don't want to let the technology that we have dictate what we're able to do. We're constantly looking at that next level. What do we need to do to, how do we print on a circuit, like a chip? How do we make that? How do we minimize? How do we make things lighter? What materials can we start to use? Can we use aerogels? Can we use things that just don't exist yet? So we're considering having a materials guy come in with, it's all that kind of stuff that we're developing and trying to continue to sit at the forefront. But to also keep that as a business, we need to make money. It needs to be profitable. How do we continue to sit at the forefront as well as leverage the sales of our products? So our products that we bring out have to match that technology and utilize the technology correctly without drowning in the sea of machines.